This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Thursday, October 28. In Squiz Kids Today, Pfizer jab for kids in America, bats versus birds in New Zealand, cyclists versus bears in Alaska, and the NBA goes giddy for giddy. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
28 million kids in America are getting ready to roll up their sleeves after health authorities there yesterday gave the green light for the Pfizer COVID vaccine to be given to children aged 5 and over. With a few more checks and balances needing to take place, the vaccine could be available to the kids of America from as early as next week. Kids will get a lower dose of the vaccine than adults because kids are smaller and don't need as much. According to the companies producing the drugs, and in trials that were reviewed by America's top drug approval body, the vaccine is 90% effective against the coronavirus. What does it mean then for Aussie kids aged 5 to 11? Well, nothing yet. There's still a whole process to go through with the government and vaccine experts to work that out. Aussie kids aged 12 and over, however, can get themselves jabbed for free whenever they want and are being encouraged to do so, especially as we all return to school and start mingling with one another again. In other COVID news, fully vaccinated Australians will be able to travel overseas from November 1. Now, the trick will be remembering where you put your passport.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in New Zealand, where our neighbours seem a little confused about what exactly a bird is. Every year, New Zealand runs an online election to vote for the bird of the year. This year, the bird coming first is a bat, called peka peka. The bat was allowed into the competition this year because it is critically endangered. And peka peka has winning form. It's been Bat of the Year multiple times. Voting is continuing, and right now in second place to the bat is a bird that doesn't fly, the kakapo, and a bird that's renowned for stealing stuff from tourists, the kea. And apologies for what I assume will be a dreadful attempt at pronunciation. If you want to cast a vote for yourself, there's a link in today's episode notes. May the best critter win.
Sport time.
And it's back to the United States of America we go, where the country's #1 basketball league, and arguably the best basketball competition in the world, has gone giddy for giddy. I'm talking about Josh Giddey, the 19-year-old from Melbourne who has only played 4 games in the big league but is already making the experts, fans and commentators over there sit up and take notice. Josh, who plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder, held his own against some of the game's best yesterday when the Thunder took on Steph Curry's Golden State Warriors. Finishing the game with 7 points, 9 rebounds and 4 assists, the young Aussie has wasted no time making his mark. The Warriors won 106-98, but not before Josh had announced to all of America that he was yet another Aussie basketball star in the making. Watch this space.
Animal Kingdom.
When you last rode your bike, I'm going to guess the scariest thing you might have come across would have been the neighbour's dog. Am I right? Well, just be glad you don't live in Alaska, where a cyclist has had to fight off a bear attack while cycling through a forest. According to newspaper reports, the man was pedalling along a riverbed when a 225-kilogram bear lumbered out of the woods and jumped on him. He hit the deck, curled up in a ball and hoped for the best. Luckily, a few well-aimed kicks to the bear's head seemed to scare it away. The man took himself to hospital where he was treated for a bear bite. You see, this is why I don't cycle. Park rangers in Alaska reckon it's highly unusual for a bear to attack a cyclist. Yeah, but I'm still not convinced to take up cycling.
Squiz Kids for Schools.
Well, 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 what an enthusiastic bunch of teachers you all have. This week, to celebrate World Teachers' Day, we're giving away the chance to win a year's subscription to our brand new offering, Squiz Kids for Schools. One lucky teacher who signs up to the free trial this week will go into the draw, and the entries have been flooding in. Squiz Kids for Schools is a set of classroom resources, aligned to the curriculum, scaffolded to varying abilities, tied to each day's podcast and designed by our very own fully qualified teacher, Amanda Bauer. Now, you've only got until tomorrow to go into the draw, so if you're a teacher and you haven't signed up for the free trial, get your skates on. Pop on over to squizkids.com.au. You'll be glad you did.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What animal did a cyclist have to fight off in Alaska this week? That's right, it was a bear. Question number 2. What animal is currently leading in New Zealand's poll to discover the nation's favourite bird? That's right, it's a bat. Question number 3. Aussie basketballer Josh Giddey plays for which NBA team? You got it, it's Oklahoma City Thunder.
Shout-outs.
It's October 28. It's National Chocolate Day in the United States. Oh man, why can't we have that here? It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Patrick from Gosford East, Cade from Goomalling, Gavin from Shoal Bay, Billy from Bermagui, Geordie from Kempsey, Selena from Chester Hill and Hugh from Coburg. And because we're all transitioning back to the classroom, we're taking all the home learning herogram requests you've sent in and we're turning them into classroom shout-outs. Classroom shout-outs today go to Class 3J at Alamanda College in Point Cook, to Class 5-6C at Exeter Public School, to Classes 3, 4D and 4C at Lindsay Park Public School in Wollongong, to Ms Nixon and Ms Hill and all of Grade 6 at Drummoyne Public School, and Mrs Roder and the 5-6 class at Kearns Public School. Class 5-6H at Abbotsford Public School send a shout out to their awesome teacher, Mr Hull, and it's also a shout out to the Year 6 students and Mrs Purden at St Therese Catholic Primary School in Padstow. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day.